Vern Ehlers from Grand Rapids, Michigan. I am a congressman, but I'm also a nuclear physicist by training. So I'm actually the first research physicist ever elected to the Congress.
Oh, that's very interesting. Where did you go to school for that?
I went to Calvin College as an undergraduate, Berkeley, the University of California, for my PhD. Then I stayed at Berkeley for 6 years doing research as well as teaching. And then I went back to my alma mater, Calvin College, and taught there 16 years until I got into politics.
Did you think that this is what you would have been doing when you were in high school?
Absolutely not.
Did you have any other plans?
No, I had never met a scientist. I was homeschooled because of illness, and so I had never met a scientist. I knew about science, I read about science, but never dreamed of becoming a scientist. And then I got to college, I met scientists. They said, hey, you're good. So I got a PhD in nuclear physics, and then I developed interest in government as well, just because I recognized that there was a huge need for scientific input into the governmental process. Back then there were no scientists in government at all. And so I decided to get involved, never dreaming that I would get elected. And I just tried to help out, and this is what happened.
Do you think that math and science programs are in crisis in the United States high schools?
I wouldn't say they're in crisis, but I'd say the United States is in crisis. We need better math and science programs. We need to train kids better, because the jobs of the future are going to demand that they know more about math and science than they know now. They have to understand the basic principles. And I'm not talking just about becoming engineers or becoming scientists. I'm talking about the average run-of-the-mill job is going to require much more specialization, better knowledge of math and science, or they're going to be meaningless hamburger flipping jobs.
Do you use technology in your job?
Oh yeah, all the time. Of course, I'm a scientist, so people come to me with their questions about it.
What's one piece of technology that you couldn't live without?
Oh, I couldn't begin to name them all. But I was instrumental in computerizing the House of Representatives when I first got here. And we all work much more efficiently now as a result of that.
What advice could you give students going into the technology field?
Study. Study, work hard, do lots of experiments, learn to work with your hands, and just make sure you understand things. That's really the key.
Do you have any role models?
My political role models are Abraham Lincoln and Teddy Roosevelt. But
Why is that?
Abraham Lincoln, because of his sense of justice, which I think every political leader should have. Teddy Roosevelt, because of his interest in nature, what we call the environment today, they called conservation back then. He was a leader, the first president of this country, who really led in a major way, and that's resulted in many national parks, national forests, national monuments. Teddy Roosevelt really started the trend in a big way.
Is there a phrase that somebody told you earlier on in your life that you remember for the rest of your life?
Not really, but I was blessed with good parents. My dad was a pastor, and from him I learned to respect the Lord, love the Lord, and above all, respect and help your fellow human beings in every way you can. And that's a lesson I've never forgotten.
What do you think about programs such as Nortel Learn It?
It's excellent. Anything that helps get kids excited about math and science, that gets them interested in it, and that really has an impact on their lives. I don't care whether it's Nortel or anyone else. These are really important things, something I did not have. And if I had had that in high school, I could have gotten started on my career much earlier, would have been able to get much more done. But because I didn't, I had to catch up to all those things once I got to college.